Good afternoon, grade 6s. Today we are going to be working on constructing quadrilaterals, meaning we're going to be making quadrilaterals on Smart Notebook. But before we start, let's take a look at the word quadrilaterals and see what it means. So quad actually means the number 4. So I'm just going to make this a reference for us. So quad means 4. And the word laterals, that's this part. Laterals means sides or lines. So when I'm asking you to make a quadrilateral, I'm asking you to make a shape that has 4 sides. So I want you to take a second or two to think about what quadrilaterals do we know? I'm hoping that you said you know that a square is a quadrilateral, that a rectangle is a quadrilateral. We also have parallelograms, which are quadrilaterals. And we have trapezoids, which are quadrilaterals. And we have rhombuses, which are quadrilaterals. So here are my rhombuses. So take a look at all my shapes here. Do they have 4 sides? Because in order for them to be quadrilaterals, they need to be 4 sides. So that's a square. This one is a rectangle. This one's a parallelogram. Trapezoid. And rhombus. Now that we know what quadrilaterals are, we are going to be making some today. So you're going to need to open up a new Smart Notebook. I'm going to do mine on the next page, but you can open up a new one. Adding my page, and the first thing you need to do is read the instructions, and the instructions on page 93 of your Math Makes Sense. Page says, Step 1, use a ruler to draw segment BD 5 centimeters long. So I'm going to take out my ruler tool. I'm going to move it down. Oops, forgot to select. Move it down. I'm going to get my line tool. And it says 5 centimeters. So I'm going to draw a line that is 5 centimeters. Now I can move my ruler again. And it says it's a segment BD, so I need to label my line. One side is B and one side is D. Go back to my select tool. I'm going to group this all so when I move it, they will move together and I don't have to worry about it. We are also going to need, step 2 says, at B, use a protractor to measure 120 degrees. So take out my protractor tool. I'm going to move this over. I want 120 degrees. There we go. This is 120. I'm going to take my angle out, and I'm going to move my protractor out of the way. I'm going to put this at point B. That's this side because B is right there. I know that my angle is too big right now, so I'm just going to shrink it a little bit to make more space for me. There is point B. Make sure to group it all so it doesn't move on you. Now the next sentence on step 2 says draw segment BA 2 centimeters long. So down here I already have B, so I know that up here somewhere I need to have the letter A. So I'm going to type A. And I'm going to get my ruler tool, put the 0 on the B point vertice. Now make sure you have the double arrows that said you can rotate your ruler onto the angle of the 120. Take out my line, or you can use a marker. I'm going to use line because it's easier for me. I need to draw one that is 2 centimeters long. So 2 centimeters is right there. Move my ruler out of the way. Oh, I notice it's not very straight, so I'm just straightening that up. Now make sure to, sorry, I forgot to group it. Make sure to group it all. Group. Okay. Now step 3 says use a protractor to measure 60 degrees at D. So here's my protractor. Put the center point at where the line D is. Make sure to rotate your protractor. And I want a 60-degree angle. So click on it and drag this back to 60. There we go. Take that out. Move my angle over. Put it on the D point. And I notice that my angle is facing the wrong way, so I need to rotate it on the green dot. Oh, let me move my protractor out of the way. I can't do it right now. Click on my angle, green dot, rotate. I want the dark blue and the black line to be parallel. I notice my angle is too big. I'm going to shrink it and then move the vertice of my angle to point D. And then it says draw a segment DC 2 centimeters long. So this is D, up here needs to be C. So let me put C and take my ruler again because I need 2 centimeters. Forgot my select tool. Go back, move. Put my 0 on the D point. Let me just move that a little bit so that it's the right place. 2 centimeters is starting from 0, 2 is right there. Good. Now if I look at my parallelogram, it isn't finished yet because A to C doesn't have a line to connect it to make it 4 sides. So I take my line tool, start at letter A, draw a straight line to letter C. And make sure to group it all. And now I have completed my parallelogram. I know that it's 120 degrees here, 60 here, 120 and 60 here. I made sure to label A, B, C, D. I forgot to put in the side measurement, so I'm going to go back and put that in right now. I'm going to use smaller text. I know that this was 2 centimeters because that's what I drew. This side was 2 centimeters. And the bottom was 5 centimeters. Make sure you select it all and group it again just to make sure it stays together. And I don't need my ruler anymore, so I delete my ruler, delete my ruler. And that's how we make a quadrilateral using a protractor and a ruler. Your job today is to complete question 1 on page 94 and question 6 on page 95.